Hey, boys and girls. So, today we're going to talk about the most common marriage problem, marriage issue, relationship conflict that people bring with them to couples therapy. And I'm going to help you see it a little bit differently, think about it differently, approach it differently so that you can start to change your relationship for the better. If you don't know me, my name's Elizabeth. I'm everyone's favorite couples therapist, and I have made a career out of helping people change their relationships, even when their spouse never wants to step a foot into the therapy office. They don't want to come, no problem. That is no big deal. We can still change the way our relationships work, and I think that that is incredibly empowering and hopeful, right? Because we don't want to believe that we can't change our circumstances unless somebody else is on board. We don't need all that. So, if you find this video helpful, I have a handy dandy little PDF Google Doc that you can have. You just leave me a comment, let me know you want it, say doc in the comments, and I'll send it your way. What it is it's going to help you kind of decipher some of those things that your partner might be saying. A lot of times our partners are telling us a lot more than what we realize. We just don't know maybe like how to read between the lines or what they might be actually telling us with some of these really common statements like, I'm fine, right? We've all heard that one. So, anyway, just leave a comment if you want the doc and I will send it your way. Anyways, all right, so the most common issue I hear in couples counseling is people come in, they sit on my couch, and they say, we have a communication problem. We're terrible at communication. And I'm sitting there and I'm listening to them and I'm looking at them and I'm thinking, well, you both speak the same language and I understand you both. So is it a communication problem? Because you're communicating with me just fine and you're communicating with each other just fine. And this isn't like a English is someone's second language kind of deal or, whatever. So, what's really going on when people say that they have a communication problem? A lot. A lot can happen, but in 5 minutes, I'm not going to fix everything, but I will tell you one of the most common things I see happen when people tell me that they have a communication problem. They are not responding to what is being said to them. They are responding to the story they've been telling themselves in their head. And we all do this, okay? I'm guilty of this. I was a human before I was a therapist. I have to catch myself, right? I have to catch my own crazy sometimes. So, for instance, your spouse, partner, husband, wife, you ask them to stop at the grocery store to grab some items on the way home from work, and so you can make dinner, and they get home, and lo and behold, they forgot the basil. Oh my God, this is terrible. How can I possibly finish making this recipe that I was going to make? I had this uh, beautiful gourmet meal all planned, and all they had to do was get the basil. They don't respect me. They don't listen to me. They don't appreciate me. The things that I do for this family go unnoticed. Do you see the story we're telling? Because this is over basil, right? But do we see how it starts to get so big in our head? And that becomes the thing that we respond to. So they say, oh my God, I forgot the basil. And then we go into them. We go into them with everything they've ever done wrong and how they don't respect us and how they don't listen and how we're not important, right? And we're not talking about basil anymore. Now we're talking about a lot of other things. This is usually what is happening when people tell me they have a communication problem, is that we are paying attention to the thoughts and the narrative that we have in our head when something happens that maybe triggers us, or when something doesn't go our way. We have this narrative that we have that now we are responding to that thing versus responding to the fact that this of what actually happened and being able to have a conversation about that. Oh, you forgot the basil. Okay, I'll make something else. Or let me figure out a substitution. Or do you mind running back to the store? Or you watch the food and I'll go back to the store. Whatever, right? We let the temperature keep rising because of this story that is getting us all amped up. And that's the thing we have to catch, right? So that is your task this week, is to notice the story that you have been telling yourself in your head, the thing that you are responding to when something happens with your partner, where you would say, we have a communication problem, and the communication problem is really the filter that everything is coming through when we're trying to have a conversation. That's your only job. Notice the story in your head, notice the narrative. If you don't notice it, if you never realize that it's happening, it's not something that you can ever change. So that's the only job today. Notice the story. When we start to notice the story that we're telling ourselves, we're aware that it's happening, we catch our crazy, then we can start to do something different. We can start responding. We can start responding differently. We can start acting differently. We can start behaving differently, and we can start communicating differently. So that's it. What's the story you tell yourself when things with your partner maybe didn't go the way you thought they were going to go, or didn't go your way, or something happens? What is that story that now life is being filtered through? Catch it. Catch it crazy. Turn the volume down. That's it. That's the goal for today. One little thing, right? We can handle it. We're all adults here, right? We're all well emotionally regulated adults. We can do this. All right. If you found this helpful, like I said, drop me a comment. Don't forget to ask for my Google Doc, and I will send it your way. And I will see you next time. Bye.